right. Sit down, Zumock podcast. What's going on? It's the Z-Man coming live and direct from Tampa, Florida with me in the basement in Cincinnati is my man, Tyler. Tyler, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, dude. Such a fucking busy day, but I'm glad that you're able to do this a little earlier for me. So thank you.
No, thank you. Come on, man. We're fucking brothers. We're in this to win it.
Damn right.
I'm going to come out of the gates real quick because I texted you this weekend about it.
Yeah.
I know I talked about it on the Patreon because we didn't do Mondays with Mazer, and I just had to get it out because it was a disappointing evening for me. And I got to tell you, I'm still bummed out. I'm totally bummed out. And I don't even know where to begin. There's so much to unpack here. I don't even know how to go about it. I mean, I didn't talk to you about it, but you listen to the podcast?
Yeah, it's fun, so like I'll get like an email, whenever you put something out.
Right.
And it just says, Bert is a bitch. I'm like, well, there's really only one Bert we ever talk about. And I doubt that that's like a fake title and you guys like, reconciled. So, yeah, I mean, I listened, so like the first half of it or whatever, I know a lot of that backstory. So I'm just trying to skip along until I see like what happened. And so this was in Tampa.
This was in Tampa, Side Splitters, my home club where and I go there pretty much every Sunday just to hang or if I'm not working, it's a lot of local guys go up there. There was tons of Tampa comics. They texted me and I was going to go there regardless of who's there, I'm going.
Right. Yeah. It's just, it's so shitty because like he said, Mark Norman was there and Ari and who else?
Joe List.
Joe List. Okay. Yeah. Cause I think you said Joe. So I was like, why the fuck would Joe Rogan be there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Joe Rogan.
So yeah. Okay. Cause like, I would also feel like Joe Rogan, like I think like what I texted you, I was like, that really sucks. Like that's shitty. And that's
like, and there was other guys there too, like Chris Allen and all the local guys were there. Like, JJ Curry, just,
all the guys that you see every Sunday.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like one of those things. We're all coming together and I come around the corner and Mark's like, he saw a ghost. He's like,
yeah,
I thought you were in New York. And I'm like,
and he's always been cordial with you, right?
No, we're friends. Yeah. I think we're friends. I don't know.
Well, if you were friends, he would have hit you up like by now. Right.
I mean, we've worked together and we, exchange text messages from time to time. Like we're not best friends by any means, but we're
right.
Cool. We're cool with each other.
For something as awkward as that, like one, I think you did the right thing just by leaving. Right. Because you have every fucking right to stay.
I have every right. Yeah. I mean, I didn't do anything except show up to a club I work at and wanted to hang around friends. That was it. And I'm the asshole. And the morning guy here, Mike Calta, someone sent me a clip today.
Well, Calta's like what, like a childhood friend or some shit of Bert's.
Yeah. And that's fine. They're friends. Yeah.
Right.
But, and he's like trashing me saying I ruined the evening. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. That's all I did was stand up for myself and that's it. And
yeah,
man, sorry, but it is what it is, I guess. But I'm just bummed out about the whole thing, man. It's just,
how did you ruin the evening? You're not allowed to go?
I literally had a cordial conversation with Brian, my friend who owns Side Splitters. And I was like, I don't want to cause any problems. I'm just here to hang, man. I'll leave, man. It's not a problem. And I know having Bert there is better for his business, there's a lot of comedy fans.
Sure. But that's the other thing is what did Bert threaten that like he just won't do the show if you're there?
Yeah.
See, like that's just that
makes me
really
look like
sucks.
Now in a position where he putting BT in a bad position because I'm friends with him. I got all the local people going, what's wrong? What's going on with Bert and Chad? Like, why did he leave?
Yeah.
Like, so now I got to explain this and talk about it every single time I run into a Tampa comic or somebody else.
Right. Yeah. And so, and with that, like, I feel like you've probably talked about it enough. I feel like you were a little angry.
I was pissed, man.
I would recommend not putting all your energy into doing a podcast that's just talking shit about him, because really it's not worth your time and effort. in my opinion. But I understand the want to do that.
Is it cool if I label this podcast title "Bert's a Pathological Liar"?
You can label it whatever you want.
Okay. Because he's saying I threatened his family and I threatened him, which is a lie.
When did he say that?
He said that to whoever, and it got back to me, and that's one of the reasons why he didn't want to come to the club. He didn't feel safe.
Lord.
Which is a lie. When you're in that position where he's at in comedy, regardless of what you think of him or his comedy or whatever, and you're coming down on somebody at my level, like that's not cool, because now you don't know where this is going to lead with other people and other relationships. People are going to be hesitant around me now, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Bert could have easily have said, "Hey man, no hard feelings," and kept it walking. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go. I've known him for a long time, dude. And all of a sudden I stand up to him, I call him out on his lies, and he wants to set an example for me and use his power and swing his dick. And I don't like that. I don't think it's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, I'd have to agree with you in regards to that. Seems to be what it was. That was a dick swinging move. It sucks that it's a grown adult, not even a grown man, just a grown adult man,
a 50-year-old father of two
who's supposed to be able to handle hecklers and all this stuff. And maybe this is like a little more personal for him because you guys have a past relationship, but nonetheless,
you actually met Bert through me, right?
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
We hung out in his, was it my hotel or his room? I don't remember
whose room, but yeah, I think it was his. Doesn't matter. I guess we all hung out till 4 a.m. and it was a fun time.
Yeah, we used to get along great, and all of a sudden, like this is such a thing now, and it's me. I'm just standing up for myself. I'm not like I posted something. I'm gonna take it down because I was just fucking pissed.
Right.
We did the football podcast. It was Doug Stanhope, Rich Voss. And
I saw you post that on YouTube. I almost took it down for you, but I'm not going to step on your shit.
And I think Stanhope calls Bert on the phone because
I listened to that back in the day too. Yeah, because he just explains like the Jay Moore story, right?
Yeah, he bitch slapped him, and Bert even admits like I thought that's what I just had to take it. It was Hollywood, and I'm thinking the whole time like I'm fucking going to blows with Jay Moore. I don't give a shit. That's not how I roll. I don't do that. Like I can't, I'm not phony. I can't do it. I'm not going to. And I stood up for myself with Bert when he lied to me, and I called him out on it. And then he just cut me out of his life forever because I called him out for lying to me.
Sorry. What did he lie about? Or can you not say?
Well, I mean, he's lied about a lot of things, but the one thing I told
and also, I'm sorry. I think also like the fact that he lies and over exaggerates is maybe what he would call it, is super well known. I think that's super well known. And even his friends would be like, yeah, he fucking like over exaggerates everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when he says I threatened him and his wife. That's his family.
Oh yeah. That's a wild one.
That's a wild one.
The one guy who actually did do any sort of like harm to him would be like Ari, if you want to go that route. Right. And he's still friends with Ari.
Yeah, because Ari has followers. He's friends with Rogan. I'm not. I'm expendable. And let's make this kid an example. But here's where it all started. I'm sorry to rehash this to everybody that's already heard the story. I apologize. But listen, something I'm dealing with right now. So I got to deal with it because it's getting bigger and bigger, a snowball effect.
Yeah.
The more I stand up to myself, the bigger it's getting. Is because I'm in comedy, you're supposed to fall in line. Like doing the stuff I do, it's not. You remember the infamous Patton Oswalt stuff.
Right.
I'm not playing ball. I'm not doing it. I'm not built for it. So I'm looked at as a problem because I'm calling shit out and calling people out. And I know there's repercussions to that, but at the same time, if you're a cool guy, I don't care what status you are. There's a young open micer, this kid named Dylan Walker. I treat him like a comic, and he's a nice kid. He's up and coming. But I treat that kid like I would treat Mark Norman because we're just comics. We're in it to win it. I don't care where you're at, opener, feature. I've never been built like that. Right. But some people get off, I'm the headliner. You're the feature, like Eddie Ift, stuff like that. And I just never have been like that. So going back to what I was saying, I lost my train of thought. I'm real emotional right now. I'm very emotional.
You're talking about the kid. Did he say something about the kid, or did he say something about you?
I think it's because somebody sent me a clip of Calta and Kelly, and Calta was trashing me, and I'm just like, I thought we were friends, man. I understand he's your friend, but like, he's saying like all this stuff that's not true. Like I ruined the evening. I got thrown out, and it's just like,
Well, you didn't get thrown out.
No, it hurt my feelings. It just legitimately hurt my feelings, and I'm just like.
And so, how many like local comics there have reached out to you since? Like, what the fuck was last night?
They're texting me like, "What's going on with you and Bert? Like, what happened? Yeah. Where'd you go? Like
how can you just boil that down to like, we have a past that we have a past." Leave it at that.
And here's the thing about Bert. Listen, I thought I was friends with him. I thought I was. I never was. And for him to treat me like this and all the repercussions of his actions of I won't go if Chad's there and all that, like he doesn't understand like what that does to me. I think maybe he does and doesn't give a fuck.
That's just wild. I mean, that's wild. That's
compare bank accounts, Bert. You should be bigger than that. You should really be bigger than that. Like I'm a threat. So going back to reason what started it all. And this is 100% true. It can't even be debated. I know there's two sides to every story, but this is exactly what happened.
You said I'm going to kill your wife and kids?
No, I said that. No, I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ. Dude, I cried. I don't know if I told you.
Of course. No, it's embarrassing. Like it was probably super embarrassing. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of fucking course. That's a humiliating thing to go through. That's fucking shitty.
And then the owner, like he's the greatest guy ever, Brian, and a good friend. And it's just like, now he probably thinks wherever I go, there's drama. And it's not the case. It's just, I can't even explain.
But also you've been there for forever and have seen that there's no drama, right? Only this one time, or have you been getting into bar fights lately?
I can't get the Kevin Brennan stink off me, regardless of how much I scrub. It is what it is. And, I have to deal, with some of his shit. I had Bobby Kelly mad at me because of stuff Kevin was doing. And, we're cool now, but it was just like, I don't know. Long story short, it goes back to the beginning of why this all came together. Bert and I were legit, I thought, friends. And I get a phone call. I was in Pittsburgh with Florentine. I think I talked about this on the podcast. So forgive me if you already heard it.
Yeah.
And it's Bert, and he's fucking livid. And I'm like, what's the matter? He's like, dude, he's coming in to help do hilarities in Cleveland. And he's like, my shows are already sold out. They're making me do radio. And I'm like, and he's pissed. He's going off. And I go,
so was the whole fall down that right? Because this all leads up to his special.
Yes. So
that was the fallout.
That's where it all began. So
Jesus.
I go, what press do they have you doing? And he goes, Rover's Morning Glory. He's never done it before. And I'm like, yeah. And I go, it was on my old station. It's a big show in the area. You could sell tickets, but you said you're sold out. I understand that. But I mean, that's something you have to take up with your agent in the club. I don't know. I go, I'm not the best of friends with that crew. They've been pretty shitty to me, that show. I'm just saying, but you can go on there and do, you got something to pitch. Maybe you can get something out of it. And I told him, this is like your typical morning show. They got the cast of characters. They got the whack packer and all that, the bullshit. And he went on there, and fucking Bert is great on radio. He's got the fake stories. He's drinking Tito's.
Sure. Well, he kills that shit.
Yeah. It's like he's fucking radio gold for that type of format.
Kills it. Yeah.
So naturally he kills, and they fall in love with Bert. Right. And I remember as soon as I heard that the bromance, I'm like, oh no, they're going to start talking shit about me to him. And sure enough, they did.
Because Rover, whose real name is what? Like
Shane
Frenchie.
And and when we have this weird history, because I worked there, and they, they kicked my ass on the way out, and the whole douchey thing, it was a whole thing. And so they obviously got into Bert's ear about me, and that's fine. And I remember I was at the Comedy Store. It was in October. I remember all of this like it was yesterday. I was in the back room, and Bert was filming his Netflix special in Cleveland. He was doing the Agora, and I know Chris, the owner of the Agora, and I know a ton of people that were going.
And so
go ahead.
From the time he did radio to the time of the special, how long was that?
Oh, he had gone on a couple other times before that. I think he did Rover Fest.
So what I'm saying is, like, whether it was 6 months or a year, did you start noticing a drop off in communication from him, and like you all of a sudden weren't touring with him, right?
Yeah.
Like
I knew exactly where it was coming from, and I know they got in his ear about me. So I'm in the back, and I said, and it was a week before Thanksgiving or after, I don't remember. I said, "Hey, Bert, man, I'm going home for Thanksgiving. I'm going to stop by your special." And within seconds, he's like, no, don't, no, dude, no. It's not that type of show, dude. It's all business. I don't even have a guest list. And I'm like, all right, cool. Calm down. Like, I was just trying to be nice. I have friends going. I have fans of mine going. I help promote it. I know the owner. I mean, I don't have to be backstage. I was just going to go just to hang, something to do. And plus support the special. I don't know. I've gone to other people's specials. It's not like it's crazy for me as his former opener, one of his openers, to say, hey, I'm going to stop by in my hometown.
Right.
So I let that one go, and I'm home, and I get a text from my buddy Dan, Harbor Dan. And he goes, "You going to Bert's special tonight?" I go, "Nah." I was like, he doesn't have a guest list. And he seemed pretty weird about it. He's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I'm on the guest list." I'm like, "You're on the guest list." Yeah. So I text Chris, the owner. I go, "Does Bert have a guest list?" And he goes, "Yeah, there's a shitload of people on it." I'm like, that fucking dude lied. He lied to me.
Yeah.
So I called him out in a text message. I go, "Dude, fucking lied to me. Why would you do that? Just be honest with me." I was like, "I thought you were my friend, this, that." And I made the comment, "Listen, go enjoy yourself. I'll see you on the way down." And that probably got to him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You told me that before, that line. And that line, though, like, if you're honest with yourself, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, Dane Cook was playing arenas. Amy Schumer was playing arenas. It's just, who cares?
Right.
But apparently I'm not allowed to talk to him like that because I'm not, in his mind, his equal. So I'm beneath him, and I stood up for myself, called him out.
It's shitty. It should have been hashed out one way or another before this past weekend. Yeah.
So he calls me, and I hit ignore, because he calls me like 10 minutes after I sent the text, and he calls Florentine going, what the fuck? I'm filming a special tonight. Why would Chad send that text to me? And he's like, Florentine's like, I don't want to get involved. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's like, just tell Chad I'll talk to him when we get to LA. We'll talk when we get to LA. And so Jim tells me, yeah, he's like, we'll talk. It never happened. And I had reached out to him like, hey man, water under the bridge or whatever. And then I noticed he unfollowed me on everything. And I didn't notice that until he went on Rogan with Ari, Mark, and Tom, and he was talking shit about me without saying my name. And people on, the internet figured out who the comic was. And I'm like, really, dude? You're going to go on the biggest podcast in the world and do that to me? Like, we're not even in the same financial bracket. Like, did you get off on that? Like, I was saying some nasty shit through email, text. Yeah. And then he blocked my number. And I'm like, okay, all right, Bert. And then he blocked me on social media. And it's just, and he would always take little jabs at me, like on podcasts without saying my name. And the internet figures it out.
Right.
If you ever want to solve a murder, just go to the internet, because they're going to figure stuff out. And so, I was like trending in America because of one of Bert and I's fights. I don't remember exactly which one it was. Well, anyways, long story short, he's kept this thing going. And I've wanted to call a truce a million times over. At this point, I don't want to hang with you. Like, you don't got my back. You're going to fuck it.
Yeah.
I know what you're all about. Like, I want to be civil. Like, I don't want to hang. Trust me, I don't want to hang. I've hung. But I'm bummed out because now it's like, this is all going on right now. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I just like getting on stage and telling jokes. I don't like any of this shit. And I'm just not built for it. I'm not a phony. I'm not fake. And sorry for standing up for myself. What do you think I should do, man? I already deleted that one episode where I called Bert a bitch.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
I don't know. I don't know. I see, like, I think that's like something that is kind of ingrained in you, is this, like, this fight thing, right? Like you want to get those feelings out and those emotions out, and you have to. But like, obviously, like he started blocking you because you like hit him up with an email or whatever, right? So like,
yeah,
whatever. And I don't know what can be done at this point. You know, you can continue to talk shit about him, but it's not going to do anything for you.
I mean, this is how pissed off I was. I had someone design Bert is a bitch with his silhouette as a t-shirt that I was going to sell at shows. But then I was like, okay, now that's pretty psycho, but I thought it was funny. And plus, plus it would piss him off, and I knew it would make him angry. And I was like,
it would piss him off if it came from you. But like if Segura came out next week and it was on like your mom's house merch, it would just be like hysterical and a joke, right?
By the way, people would buy those.
Of course.
Now I talked to Godfrey on the phone. I talked to a bunch of comics, and first of all, I talked to a bunch of comics, and every single one of them says it wasn't cool that he put you in that position where you had to leave.
It's super shitty. It's super shitty. He should have.
Be a man. Just be a man. And like, I'm not going to go up to you. If you want to come up to me, cool. But I wasn't going to go up to him. There were so many people there.
Like that. So the really weird thing is like, did Bert purposely show up late because he actually wanted like Norman or Ari to like make sure you're not there first? Or is he just late because it's his home? You know, because it could be very simply that it's his home, it's his hometown, his family's there hanging out with family. And then from there, going to go, you know, there's a million things, but didn't you say like Norman like asked?
Yeah. First thing when Norman got there, he asked BT if I was coming. And
yeah. See, that's
they all thought I was in New York, and I was coming home anyway. And yeah, that's another thing Calta said. He said, I changed flights so I can get there. I go, no, that's not the case. I was coming home.
Right.
So it's just really fucking weird, man. I don't like it.
It's a bullshit position to be in.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't like these pylons, and I don't like this hierarchy in comedy. Like we're the cool kids. Dude, I was popular in high school. I don't give a fuck about any of that. And the hierarchy and all that shit. If you want to get technically, I paid my dues. I've been a road dude for a long fucking time. I've been in the trenches. I've had opportunities. I have had shots. You know, I never made it. I've done pretty well to still be a comic with, you know, all these years later, and dealing with all this adversity and this nonsense. But
yeah.
I don't know. I'm real bummed out about it, and it's just not cool. And it could all be resolved. It really could. Just water under the bridge.
It still could be. It's not going to be resolved next week. It's not going to be resolved like by the end of this year.
Nah.
But it still could. Like at the end of the day, there's still both fucking adults who are, you know, comedians who are going to have to cross paths once in a while.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to remove me from every club.
Right. And I mean, it'd be hilarious if he tried. But like that's it should have just all been hashed out long before it ever got to this.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He knows he can't get anything from me. He gets something from Ari.
Right.
He gets something from Calta, but he gets nothing from me. So I'm easy to make an example of. And,
yeah, but like,
and he's also like getting off on that
the other way. If it went the other way, where like you were like, well, dude, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to go up to him. I'm just going to sit here, hang out with the people I hang out with every Sunday. What are you going to do? Call the cops? You know what I mean? Like if you were shitty about it, and you went that route, and then Bert actually decides not to do the show, call off the show because of that, are people pissed at you, or are they like, what the fuck is his problem?
Yeah, no, they're pissed at me probably because I refuse to leave. I don't know. That's a good one. I didn't even think of the hypothetical.
Like, because like, I just like, who would be pissed at you and why? Like he didn't leave, so well, I guess he didn't have to leave, or else they would have forcefully kicked him out, right?
Then I'm fucking over my buddy's business. Like,
Of course, right. Which no, you did the right thing by leaving.
Yeah, like having Bert there in front of comedy fans is it's good for his business. It's good for like who, I'm going to come back again because you don't know who's going to stop by. I remember when Louis C.K. was here with Joe List and he was featuring. That was like a big deal. And people were like, man, last time I was there, Louis C.K. was featuring. We didn't even know it. So stuff like that is good. And Side Splitters has such a great name right now. And it's just like, I got to go. But Bert makes me look bad. He makes me look, I'm singled out of every comic, he singles me out.
Well, he was willing to risk his financials, the club's financials, the people that work for Bert. Now granted, Bert has enough money where like canceling one night's not going to hurt anyone.
Oh no, he wasn't making any money from that. It was Mark Norman's bachelor party show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but Bert does have enough money where he could just retire.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Did Bert even perform?
Yeah, he went on stage.
Oh, okay.
And going back to what you're saying, I don't know if they're waiting to see if I showed up or not. But and it's just like now Mark's like involved. It's just like a whole thing. I just don't like it. It could have been avoided.
Yeah.
And the way, but I'm, what it is? I called out a narcissist and they don't like that. So for the rest of my life, I'll be an example and I have to accept that. And that's what it is. And I gotta be honest with you. I don't care if I ever hang with him again. I don't give a shit because he shows the type of guy he really is to me.
Right.
Like he doesn't have your back.
Right.
So I'm expendable. Yeah. It is what it is. I got ride or die dudes in my life, comics that I'm still friends with, and those, like I talked to Godfrey, he says, just keep it moving, man. He goes, there's a lot of people that don't like me. Just keep it moving. You don't need him. He's not going to help you. He doesn't want, so exactly. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. And it is what it is. But
you eat crow and move on for this one,
but people are saying like, I'm like crazy and this, all that. I'm like, I'm honest. And that's the problem with that fucking city, LA. It's just a lot of bullshit and a lot of fakery going on. And I don't like it.
Anyone who's going to say that you're crazy is someone who doesn't care to hear the backstory and is just like a diehard Bert fan, which is fine. They're going to be out there and you're not going to get rid of them. So.
Yeah. So that's where it stands. And it's just,
I feel bad for you having to go through something that shouldn't have, like two adults shouldn't have to go through that. Like that's ridiculous.
And especially since, I thought we were friends. Like I legit, that's what makes it harder. I actually, in my mind, thought we were friends, but we never were. I was just in his mind, his opener, just one of many openers, I guess. That's what it was. But, and I remember I tried to like talk to him for advice and he always get weird about it. And he's just, I don't know what
you probably, and I don't mean this like in a like a shitty, like Bert bashing way, but like when it comes back to like a lot of comedians having these huge egos and needing attention, like you probably didn't compliment him enough when you were on tour. I mean, like seriously, it's something that fucking stupid.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just fucking, I'm really, I don't think I want to do comedy anymore. I really want to quit. Like, I don't want this in my life. I don't need it.
Sure.
I still love coming up with, I have this joke I'm doing about the transgender swimmer that I love. And every time I tell it, it gets this beautiful reaction.
Yeah.
And that feeling, I still yearn. I love that.
Right.
And I'm going home next week for the Funny Stop. I'm going to be taping my shows. First time headlining the Funny Stop in 4 years. I haven't been back there. My family, my friends are going to be at the shows. I'm excited for that, but I don't want anything else. Like I kind of just, if I could find another career, I'll take it because I don't need this. I don't need any of it. And I'm not built for it. And these people, these comics, I love comics, but God damn, fucking, like we're dealing with club owners, like that one guy fucking me over. We're dealing with online hate, anonymous troll accounts. We're dealing with so much shit. And then when comics fucking try to fuck your life up, it's just like, what am I doing? Why am I here?
Why am I even doing this then? Yeah.
It's not worth the reward of getting those laughs is not worth all the other bullshit. And I'm constantly second guessing why I'm still doing this, because I've been doing it for almost 20 years now. And it's just like, now I go, what else am I going to do at this point? I have a college degree, but it's general studies. It's a piece of shit degree. I have that joke where I may or may not be qualified to be an assistant manager at Hot Topic. I mean, I don't even know. But if I can exit stage left and get the fuck out of this world, I would happily do it if it was a lucrative job that I really enjoyed, because I'm over it, man. I don't need it. I don't need to be crying because of it. Like,
yeah, right.
I don't, because my feelings are hurt. I don't know. Well,
I wish I had better advice to give you.
Well, you've given me good advice. I'm processing, you know.
Of course.
I'm processing.
That's all you can do right now.
Which leads us to the mailbag of assholes. Just so I can get my spirits up. Each and every week, you can contact me through the Patreon or my website, chadzumock.com. I don't necessarily pick out the best email, but I pick out the best email for what it is. But there are people that send in some nice emails that I just kind of ignore. But I want to give you guys a look inside of a comic and a podcaster. I've been getting nasty emails for almost since MySpace.
Good God.
I've been hearing I'm not funny since 2004, when I wasn't funny, when I was an open micer. But each and every week, these emails are pretty nasty, and this one's no different. It's from Glenn. I'm not going to dox his email because, you know, that's shitty. It says, this podcast should be called Two Douchebags in a Zoom. It's fucking boring. And Chad's a failed Cleveland comic. I'm not even in Cleveland anymore. I just unsubscribed from the YouTube channel because it's a waste of my time. You guys are wasting everyone's time. I'm never coming back. Glenn. Tyler,
Okay.
your thoughts?
I mean, why did he stick around in the first place?
Yeah, was he waiting for something?
What happened? I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, were you like I was watching like Better Call Saul. I was like, this better get good. I stuck around and it paid off. It was pretty good.
Right.
Was he hoping there's going to be some big finale?
I don't know. I mean, was there something that like he did like and then something happened? Like, was there a turning point?
Yeah, I don't know. Glenn, write in, because I really want to know, how long were you listening for? How long did you stick it out? What made you turn? I have a lot of questions. But thank you for the email.
Yeah, much appreciated. I don't even know what to say to that. It was short and sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it was it wasn't like I had to like sit there and go through it. It wasn't bad.
Was he also just a YouTube dude?
Yeah, he just said, I don't know if he was on Patreon or not. He said he unsubscribed from. I doubt that he was on Patreon, but
yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Glenn.
Yeah.
See, this is what I get. This is all day negativity, blah, blah, blah. Then you try to stand up for yourself and you're looked at as a problem. Anyways, I'm bummed out. I want to end the podcast because you got a heart out, but I want to end it on a good note. And everybody seems to like kittens. Kittens is adorable. You know, there's always a cute kitten tail. I'm not a cat guy. I'm a dog guy, but you have two kittens. Your wife just bought two kittens.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we have two dogs and we have two cats. And last Thursday, my wife, I came home and she had two kittens in crates downstairs. Like these are just ours now. There's a parking lot close to our house that had like 20 or 30 fucking cats that she's been like going to and trying to help for a while now. And so yeah, I guess we have two kittens now. But what happened over the weekend was Saturday night or Sunday morning. I got home at like 1:15 in the morning, hanging out with some buddies, and I came downstairs to check on them as she asked me to do. and the one I had out, and I was petting it, and it fell asleep on me. And I just like, all right, cool. I put a podcast on and I dozed off as well. So when I woke up, this kitten's gone. It's nowhere to be seen. And I'm downstairs. I'm like right where I was right here. And I don't know. I don't know if it could fit like under the door crack to the unfinished part of the basement. I don't know if I like slept walk and like went upstairs and took a piss outside and like let it out. Like I have all these thoughts going through my head because we're looking for it. We're trying to listen to it. It's not meowing. It's not doing anything. And so for Sunday from 6:30 in the morning till about 6:30 at night, a full like 12 hours, right? She finally is able to see that. So like me and my buddies finished this basement. And so the drywall in the back here,
right?
It's about, I don't know, 5 inches from the wall because the concrete wall is, it's not a straight, 90-degree angle at the bottom. So you had to build it out a little bit. There's only one small spot in the unfinished part that a small animal could like get into and get behind the wall. And of course it fucking finds it. And so she tried to like set out food and all that, tried to get it to come out. And after a while, like I said, 12 hours, it's not coming out.
Oh my God.
I had to finally just make the call and cut a hole in my wall.
It's like baby Jessica in the well back in the 80s.
Dude. So now I have this hole that I need to patch back up, which is fine. It's just like,
so how'd the kitten get in there?
I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know, because I fell asleep. Somehow it found like the one spot.
Interesting. So is it just that one hole? Is there another?
I mean, it's definitely covered up now. And that's the only spot that there could ever be that sort of entrance. So it's just like, of course it fucking found that spot.
Right. That's why I don't have animals in my life.
I'm never going to fuck with these cats again. I'm never going to look at them again.
Yeah.
You're not my problem. Because if I try to help and I try to like get to know it and love on it, I fucked it up.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. I've had dogs in my life. And the reason why I don't have an animal is because when they die or something happens, it's the worst feeling in the world. I hated it. When my dog Buddy died, I was a fucking mess for like a month, and they only like live like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why bring eventual misery into your life?
God, yeah, she was so pissed at me, my wife. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know.
And that's another reason why I'm not married. I don't want someone pissed at me.
No shit.
I don't want nobody pissed at me, and I don't want to be responsible for a human life since I'm doing such a very poor job directing mine, steering the ship with me.
Yeah.
Let's bring somebody else into the mix. Let's try to ruin somebody else's life. Let's
send them my way.
So you're done with those cats?
Yeah, man. I'm not fucking with it.
Don't fuck with cats. Did you ever see that documentary, Don't Fuck with Cats?
No, I heard it was really good though.
Ooh-wee.
Wasn't that another one where like just like the internet gets involved?
Oh yeah, they did. They pretty much solved it. And I remember talking about this case when I was on Alan Cox. I was following it closely, but I didn't realize the level of this fucking maniac. Started off with him just killing cats and torturing cats, and then him like decapitating this Asian man and mailing out. Yeah, and then he mailed out the body parts.
Holy shit!
It was a whole thing, and the internet caught him. He fled overseas. I don't know exactly where he was, but they caught him like in a coffee house using their Wi-Fi.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was a whole
just from like a VIP address, huh?
I think so, but it was a crazy story that was 100. I was following it when it was live. But yeah, it was if you ever get a chance, watch Don't Fuck with Cats on Netflix. It's one of the better documentaries, and it's pretty wild.
Well, it sounds like he had it coming.
It did. He had it coming, Tyler. He had it coming. Guys, we're going to keep this one short this week. Tyler's got some shit to do. I got some shit to do. I'm kind of in my own head over everything. So I got to go maybe go into an online therapy class, maybe hang out with some normal people instead of comedians.
I heard what's his name? Pete Davidson's doing some trauma therapy. Maybe you could get a reference.
Oh, is he?
A referral.
Is he trying to deal with the Kim Kardashian breakup?
Yeah, with a trauma therapist.
Isn't that the thing now? Like the stylistic thing?
I don't know.
Like you got to be depressed.
Oh, well, yeah, probably.
Did you see MGK sold out Brown Stadium, First Energy Stadium?
Yeah, man.
What the fuck?
He did like a zip line across the stadium, which must have been super fun. Like, I'm not like a big MGK fan, but if he wants to like rep Cleveland, that's cool. I hope like that show brought a lot of money to Cleveland. I do know that like there's whether it's true or not, he had said they told me that I'm going to be fined $70,000 for every minute I keep going because he went so late.
Yeah.
And then he just kept going. I don't know for how long, but like I hope that's true because that money would also go to the city of Cleveland. So like if you went another 10 minutes, that'd be like $700,000. So that I'm cool with it,
Yeah, I'm
also Cleveland's like probably not the right place to flex that you're so rich.
Yeah, and it's just like, of course you're going to sell tickets in Cleveland. You're from here, It's one of those things. Man, 50,000 fans went to see MGK, and I'm always on the fence with this guy. I was rooting for him early on when he was rapping.
Same, yeah.
When he really kind of took the ball and ran with it after LeBron left with his Cleveland song and representing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, I got to take this.
Okay, man.
Abrupt ending, guys. Sign up for the Patreon. Talk to you soon.